Today we're going to talk about repetitive patterns, also referred to as habits. Repetitive patterns, habits, those things that we do day in, day out, that most of the time we don't even think about. It's said that 90% of what we think, say, and do, we've done, said, and thought the day before. That new ideas, new approaches to things, we have to consciously be aware of and apply in our lives. How many of you drive the same way to work every day? Go to the exact same restaurants, follow the same ritual in the morning for getting ready for work, or even eat the same foods every day? Sometimes we do this consciously because we think that it's the most effective way to get something done. And other times it's just become a habit because it was the easiest way to do it. But the challenge is, as we embark on a journey of self-awareness or of personal development, we start running into repetitive patterns and habits that don't serve us and becoming who we desire to be. Can you think of one repetitive pattern that you run that doesn't serve you? Maybe it's the way that you deal with stress. When a stressful situation comes up, maybe you go and smoke a cigarette, maybe you overeat, maybe you drink something you shouldn't drink. Does that help you in the situation, or is it just a pattern or a habit that you've gotten used to running? You know, for me, there was a pattern of distraction that I ran for years that dealt with dealing with responsibility. As an example, I was in a business partnership several years ago that the partnership was failing. The business was failing. And because I had conditioned myself over the years to avoid dealing with responsibility, to distract myself, when the issues would come up, rather than facing them, confronting them, dealing with them, resolving them, I would find ways to distract myself. That could be watching television. It could be going to the movies when I should have been sitting at home working on a project. There were tons of ways that I would just distract myself. And I would even tell myself, I'm doing this so I can get rid of the stress, so I can focus on the problem later. The problem was I never got around to focusing on the problem. I just found more ways to distract myself. It's not a way I conditioned myself to be consciously. I didn't say that, okay, whenever a phone call comes up that I don't want to make, I'm going to do this over here so I don't have to deal with it. It was just a habit that got created by avoiding that responsibility one time and going, hey, I didn't have to face that pain. Next time that type of situation comes up, let me escape that pain again. What's one repetitive pattern that you're aware of, that you're running that doesn't serve you at all? The journey of self-awareness, this journey of personal development that you're on, it calls to you to seek these things out. There are times that we create patterns, we create habits that serve us. Maybe it's a habit of exercising. Maybe it's a habit of dealing with your emails, your phone messages by a certain point in the day. But the majority of us, I think, again, the statistic says that 90% of us run patterns without even thinking about them. We do the same things that we did the day before. We approach life the same way that we did the day before. The majority of people are not focused on creating new habits that will move them forward. As an example, what's one thing that you should be doing? More than you should be doing it, that beyond a doubt, if you did this thing every day for the next year, your life would be dramatically improved, dramatically impacted. The question is, why aren't you doing it? I know for me, one of my responses to that question used to be, the reason I'm not doing it is because that's not me. I don't do those things. Well, if you continue to do what you've always done, you'll continue to get what you've always got. If you're looking to improve your relationships, improve your health, improve your finances, to start your own business, or even progress in the company that you work for, there's going to be a lot of things that you're going to have to do that are not you. Now, I don't mean that you should do things that are out of alignment with who you are at your core, that don't align with your values, but you're going to have to step outside of your comfort zone. You're going to have to apply yourself and do things that you never would have done before to get different results. Most of us stay stuck where we are because we're running repetitive patterns, also called habits, that prevent us from tapping into our full potential. And it's not because we set ourselves up this way, it's because it was easier than doing some of the things that we needed to do. Ask yourself, what's one thing that you can start doing today that you can condition yourself to become a habit that will serve you in becoming the person you desire to be? I know I leave that term very vague, but my idea of success for you is not your idea of success for you. Maybe you're working on losing weight. Maybe you're working on improving your communication skills. Maybe you're working on learning to become a better photographer. Whatever it is, what's your grandest vision of yourself? And what's one repetitive pattern? What's one habit that you need to condition for yourself that's going to help you achieve that? Now, I also need to say that there are probably going to be some habits that you're going to need to let go of to be able to incorporate that new pattern. It's not an easy process. You know, you've been conditioned over a period of time to run that repetitive pattern. Stuart Wilde years ago offered an exercise that was every day, if you always brush your teeth with your right hand, start brushing with your left. Start forcing yourself to do things differently to get you out of those habits. You know, if the first thing that you do when you get up in the morning is you go in and you wash your face, then you brush your teeth first, then wash your face. These little shakeups start interrupting those repetitive patterns that you're used to running and help you begin to recognize that it's about choices. Make a choice every day to shake up a pattern that you've been running. Identify the patterns that serve you. There are things in my life that I condition myself to do a very specific way because I know when I do A plus B plus C, it's going to take me to a very specific result. Condition those repetitive patterns. Also, be open to changing them. You know, as an example, I become so conditioned to doing a process in a specific way, when someone offers me insight that may help me improve it, I kind of brush it off because I go, look, I've been doing it this way for years. I still do that. Open yourself to trying new things, incorporating new things into your patterns. This life is about constantly evolving, and you're going to change the patterns that serve you as you go through life. The point that I want to make in this video is that you need to become aware. What are the repetitive patterns that you run that don't serve you? And how can you choose right now to begin creating new patterns that will help you live the life that you desire? Now, I also want to mention that we have on our website, in this self-help article section, there's a 21-step process that helps you get leverage on yourself, gives you a plan of how to create behavior change, how to create new habits. Feel free to look that up. I look forward to your feedback. I look forward to hearing some of the patterns you've discovered that you wanted to let go of. And I really look forward to hearing what are some of the new patterns you conditioned for yourself. Take care. We'll see you soon. For a transcription of the video you just watched, more videos and related articles, visit yourdailylifecoach.com. To comment on this video, select Discussion Forums on any page of our website.